I'm Peter Pitches, Sheriff of Los Angeles County. Patrolling the 4,000 square miles of Los Angeles County presents a unique problem in law enforcement. The county contains virtually every type of terrain, from mountains to beaches to deserts. We have heavily populated areas, industrial areas, and uninhabited areas. People are entering Los Angeles County at the rate of 1,000 per day. But just adding more men to our staff is not enough to adequately provide proper protection. We must find other ways to cover the areas more effectively. Today, working with the cooperation of the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, the Sheriff's Department has completed a helicopter evaluation program demonstrating the practicability of using helicopters in adding a new dimension to police work. During the evaluation, we placed 3 Hughes helicopters at separate Sheriff's Department facilities and gave them day-to-day assignments, similar to those given any automobile used in our patrol work. Deputies in the helicopters took criminal reports, conducted investigations, patrolled designated areas, assisted in the apprehension of criminal suspects, and performed many other duties. A significant result of the test program showed that the Hughes helicopters operated at economies comparable to our patrol cars, and they were able to do many things that the patrol car could not.
The helicopters used in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department test were not intended to replace the patrol cars, but rather to assist the cars in covering the vast areas of Los Angeles County. The program was conducted to see how the arm of the law could be extended through the use of this modern method of transportation. Helicopters are extremely versatile. They can take off and land in areas totally inaccessible by automobile. They can hover scant inches above the ground. They can fly at rapid speeds, completely unhindered by the boundaries of roads. Helicopters have demonstrated their reliability under all conditions, all over the world, in the jungles of Africa and South America, in the deserts of Australia, in the flatlands of Holland. No area has proved too tough for the helicopter to conquer. Because it is dependable, the helicopter is welcomed by law enforcement agencies. The performance and visibility offered by the Hughes helicopter used in the test made it perfect for routine patrolling of rugged areas. What car could enter regions like this? Yet it must be patrolled for potential danger. By adding new accessories such as floats, the versatility of the helicopter is broadened even further. These utility floats can be installed on all Hughes 2- and 3-seat models and are FAA certificated. Pilots report that the floats actually improve the characteristics of the helicopters. They say that landings in water are more easily accomplished than those on land. In all areas where a body of water, either ocean or lake, meets the land, the helicopter stands ready to assist law enforcement agencies in routine or emergency situations. A float-equipped helicopter is equally at home on snow, loose shale, mud, or any other surface, as well as just plain water. Southern California is lined with miles and miles of beaches, and thousands of swimmers and boaters throng here during the summer months. The helicopter patrols the area on a routine basis, and the pilot can spot a single man working on his boat among the hundreds of crafts moored at the marina. The pilot can scan an entire area at one glance and see the potential trouble in a moment. Little escapes his attention as he flies overhead. The helicopter serves as a watchdog for the massive expanse of beach area, a watchdog that can cover mile after mile. Rocks and subsurface reefs can cause shipwrecks. A shipwreck can be a potential hazard. This one off the Palos Verdes Peninsula is quickly and safely inspected by helicopter. Imagine the time and expense involved in trying to make a routine check of this area if the deputies had to go to the area by car first and then circle the wreck by boat. Any situation can be investigated in moments by the helicopter. If the pilot wished, he could land on the water for a closer look at these whales, because his floats would keep him safely on the surface. Another helicopter accessory, which law enforcement agencies around the world will welcome, is this specially designed litter. A helicopter can be used to transport an injured victim directly from the scene of an accident to a hospital without time-consuming delays often encountered by ambulances. Stoplights or one-way streets do not bother the helicopter. Any Hughes 2- or 3-seat helicopter can utilize the litter. One of the most widely known roles of helicopters is that of rescue work. A Hughes helicopter can go many places not accessible to automobiles and can bring assistance quicker than can men on foot. A mountain climber injured himself near the top of this peak and attracted the attention of passers-by on the road below. Deputies were summoned. The officers scaled the plateau to offer aid, but fearing that they could not bring the victim down from the peak without risking further injury to him, they radioed for a helicopter. Although it was patrolling in a distant part of the county, the helicopter arrived only a short time later. Officers from the patrol car assisted the victim to the helicopter, where he was placed in the litter and safely secured. Complete cooperation between the ground deputies and the airborne officers was necessary to make this entire rescue operation possible. The helicopter then sped the victim to a hospital, much sooner and much safer than if the rescue had been attempted by only the ground forces. The training in air-ground tactics once again paid off for the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. Transportation of life-saving drugs or medicine is another contribution the helicopter can make to humanity. Many times, the Hughes helicopter was called upon by the sheriff to help save the life of an accident victim by locating a rare type of blood at a remote hospital and bringing it directly to the accident scene where emergency treatment could be given. According to Sheriff Pitches, the day when helicopters will handle a significant portion of his department's patrol work is not far off. He says he can see the day when a patrol helicopter will be assigned to each of his 14 substations. Sheriff Pitches put his 3 test helicopters to work in routine daily aerial surveillance, covering the freeways, and for directing traffic during such special events as the Rose Bowl game, over reservoirs, which often are like a magnet, drawing children near the dangerous waters, over industrial areas, where fires can cause millions of dollars in damage, over recreational areas, where vandalism can cause huge losses to taxpayers. One of the advantages of the Hughes 300 helicopter is that it can carry 3 people. This is especially important where a third party, such as a crime laboratory specialist, must be taken from the downtown headquarters to a remote section of the county. Or occasionally, deputies must investigate incidents in areas which are not accessible by automobile. They can drive to a spot nearby, be picked up in a helicopter, and then fly off to conduct their investigation. The helicopter can also eliminate the inconvenience and time lost by deputies in making the rounds of the sheriff's 17 detention facilities located in all parts of the county. This is the communications center of the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. It has been called the nerve center of the entire sheriff's operation. It is here that calls for help are received. A small girl has been reported lost in the vast desert area of the Antelope Valley, an all too common occurrence in Southern California. The response to this call, as to all others, is quick and sure. Moments after the call is received, a helicopter is dispatched to the area of distress. Direct radio contact is maintained at all times between the communications center and the helicopters, as well as between the patrol cars. The communicator provides quick, concise information, understood immediately by the helicopter pilot. He knows exactly where to go and whom he is to see. The pilot and his assistant arrive at the sheriff's Antelope Valley station and report to the station commander for a briefing on the exact location where the girl disappeared. The station commander shows the pilot where the girl's parents are waiting with a radio car unit and indicates the position on a map. When the briefing is concluded, the two deputies are on their way to begin their search. Sage and sand fill the entire scene viewed from the cockpit. Even if the little girl is obscured by one of these rocks, she can be spotted from the air. The girl's father is reassured by the sight and sound of the helicopter as it begins its rapid coverage of the territory. Because helicopters can cover wide areas quickly, they add a new dimension to search and rescue work. The girl begins to wander deeper into the desert. The helicopter can spot her no matter where she goes. Once again, the helicopter has proved that it can handle not only the routine assignments, but also the spectacular and unusual situations that law enforcement officers must treat as if they were routine. The tests conducted by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department prove that such rescue operations could be carried out most economically by helicopter. Often in remote areas of Southern California, the sheriff's deputies are called upon to answer calls for assistance in areas where it might take a car an hour or more to reach. The helicopter was there in minutes, and deputies discovered that the mere presence of a helicopter seemed to have a psychological effect on people. They seem to respond quicker to questions, and perhaps this is natural, since the helicopter itself imparts a feeling of urgency. The Sheriff's Department has used the helicopters for other unusual situations, too, such as assisting in the recovery of stolen automobiles. The automobile that has just passed fits the description of one reported stolen. The deputy gives chase. He knows a helicopter is in the vicinity, radios for assistance. The chase becomes like a giant real-life chess game, and the helicopter is the chessman that makes checkmate possible. This is an outstanding example of how ground and airborne deputies can cooperate in maintaining law and order. The Hughes helicopter is more than just another means of transportation for the Sheriff's Department. It has served in air watch, surveillance, reconnaissance, search, rescue, apprehension, investigation, routine patrol, emergency transport, traffic control, and virtually every other area in which the department has become involved. It can go everywhere the Sheriff's Department wants to go, and it can get there faster than anything else the deputies now use. It is truly an eye in the sky.
Because of the vastness and complexity of the job we are asked to perform, we must continually search for new ways to efficiently serve the public. The patrol helicopter represents a major advance in our continuing efforts to provide maximum service to the public. We're convinced that the helicopter will aid all echelons of law enforcement agencies throughout the world to reduce crime and to better protect the citizens who have placed their trust in us.